Richardson ISC is one of the few districts that still holds to the old junior high model. 95% of school districts in the great state of Texas use the middle school model, which is 6th, 7th, and 8th. And it's much easier for us to support them in their transition into teenagehood.
With my oldest, when they first started talking about this, when she was in 5th grade, I thought to myself, I can't imagine, not my baby, in school with big 7th and 8th graders. But as that 6th grade year went, and you see the 6th graders next to those kindergartners, they don't need to be in school with them. They are too old to be, standing in line against the walls, holding bubbles in their mouth. It's nice to come to a school where they're in charge of what they're doing. The expectation is that they know what their homework assignments are, and I think the teachers do a really good job of equipping them with having those study skills and learning how to go into their Chromebook and know what's due. It just helps them grow up.
Used to having kind of be all tightly compact, and we get to do a lot of stuff that we didn't in elementary school. The Chromebooks are nice, the chairs, the classrooms, all that. Definitely like the brightness.
It was really exciting meeting so many new people, and it's kind of like character development because I get to figure out myself along with that.
6th grade has their own area of the building that they navigate, and when they do walk through the hallway and transition into some of those mixed grade level areas, it's one big happy family.
They have their own hallways, they have their own sections, they have their own lunch period. So it does give them time to adjust to being in a school with older kids. They just have an extra year on it. And so I feel like that transition, once they get into 7th grade and harder schoolwork, they're ready for it. Whereas with my oldest doing 6th grade at the elementary school, that first year of 7th grade was a little more of a bump for her.
To get that opportunity to start GT courses a year earlier versus moving into it in 7th grade, I think it's only going to prepare them to succeed academically. I'm very, very proud of our GT program, because once you go from once a day in elementary to every day having classes, and the middle school model just works for our community for sure.
Through the 2021 bond, Forest Meadow is able to receive funds for this amazing renovation. As we first went into renovations, we did have portables, and we navigated those beautifully. And then we would come back in the spring semester, and you would think at first we were like, yikes, how are we going to navigate this with our kids? But again, they pivoted, they were resilient, and they were really able to do wonders with it. It didn't interrupt them at all. And they enjoyed seeing the building transform and being part of that throughout that renovation. A lot of the work actually happened after school and on the weekends. And so really the construction piece, the noise, the volume of people was completely separate. If there ever was a time where maybe we heard drilling or hammering, all we had to do was ask, and they completely shut that part of the renovation down and would move on to something else.
It's a beautiful building. However, it's been loved, it's well worn, and we are in need to enter into the next century. That is going to usher in the new era of North Middle School. And it would be an easy transition just because the way the new building would be laid out, it would enable us to have an entire 6th grade cluster together, 7th grade and 8th grade cluster. That way they can get the best of both worlds. They get the support they need because of their age, but they're exposed to all the extracurricular activities that are going on in the building.
What I like about Forest Meadow is their athletics program, and the variety of sports is really good.
They do have a pre-athletic program for students who are looking into playing on the football teams and the basketball teams and playing all the sports, so they kind of get a little glimpse into what athletics looks like at an earlier age. I think it helps build that team.
And ready for sports, athletics, physicals, all the things, and knowing their coaches, who they're going to have for those years as well. There's soccer, there's basketball, track, football for boys, volleyball, tennis, cross country.
If we have to travel to other schools, we have to bring our equipment with us. We have to utilize cafeterias, gyms, places that aren't ideal for learning in the band environment. But if they're in our own rooms, it's just a lot more appropriate and more effective space to teach our subject. We can get them going quicker, and we're able to be more advanced right away.
And so those students in 6th grade now get to collaborate, to work together in their various classes, and also in our individual ensembles as well, to start to learn to work together with people that they didn't grow up with.
He's gotten to know children from a bunch of different schools, where he will eventually be moving into the high school program with them. And so I think it's introduced new friendships for him also.
There were many times when we were traveling that there would be an event at the elementary school that would prevent us from going, or we would have testing at the junior high and they wouldn't have it at the elementary school and we have to cancel class. So on a somewhat regular basis. So it's just the classes are more consistent and the students get more regular class, which is great. And it's much easier, like I could have a 7th or 8th grader stay after school and help a 6th grader that needed some help. And so they just get to be right away rolled into our orchestra family, which is great.
I'm in band, but I also really like the clubs. I'm in 2 different clubs. I'm in the yearbook club and the crochet club. So I find that really fun, like different arts, because I love to crochet. It makes me feel very happy and mature and like organized.
I will say Forest Meadow Middle School did prepare our students by showing them early on, coming to our elementary school and then be able to come bringing them into the school, showing them around even before the parents were introduced to the middle school, but also allowing an open house for parents to come in and see the school. It doesn't look as scary once you come in. It's actually kind of a beautiful school and you feel lucky that your kids get to go to school here.